A very scary moment today at the Olympic swimming pool. Medics surrounding 21-year-old Tamara Potocka from Slovakia.
The 21-year-old had just finished her race when she suddenly collapsed on the pool deck. We are now learning Potocka had an asthma attack and did not have her inhaler nearby. Team officials say she is at a hospital now. She is conscious. Well, joining us to talk more about this, Dr. Scott Hadland, the chief of adolescent and young medicine at Mass General for Children. And again, Dr. Hadland, thanks for your time. The medics were right there, but how quickly did they really need to get to work when there's an asthma attack like this?
Really quickly, time is of the essence in these situations. I think this was a really severe asthma attack that she had, the way that she collapsed coming right out of the pool like that, and the amount of attention that she needed and the fact that she's still in the hospital all really suggest this was a really serious incident. It's really important that we know what to do in these situations. She had a medical team there, but this could happen to any one of us out in public, and so it's really important to know how to respond. Just to put this into context, 25 million Americans have asthma, and Tamara Potocka, the Slovakian swimmer, is a 21-year-old woman. This is actually the age group that has the highest rates of asthma among all age groups. It actually happens to be the age group that I care for in my clinic. And about 1 in 10 young adults between the ages of 20 and 24 has asthma, just showing how really common this is.
That's so prevalent. Okay, so if we know someone with asthma, clearly her inhaler wasn't nearby, so hopefully people do have them nearby. But if we see someone struggling, what's the first thing we should do? I imagine look for that inhaler.
Right. There's a series of steps that we call basic life support that are really important for people to learn. And you can actually take courses on BLS or basic life support out in your community to learn how to respond in emergency situations. What you want to do if you see somebody who's having a tough time breathing, check in with them, confirm that they're having a tough time breathing, and then let them know that you're going to call for help. And you want to make sure that you or somebody who you identify who's there with you is calling 911 to make sure that that person gets definitive medical attention. Once you've ensured that medical attention is on the way, you can sit that person down or lie them down, get them into a comfortable position, especially if you think they're going to lose consciousness. You want to make sure that they're not going to have a bad fall. And then at that point, ask them if they have medication that they need and check with them if they've got it or maybe somebody else on the scene has it. And then certainly it'd be reasonable to administer it while you wait for 911 to get there.
All right, so this weekend we are expecting more heat, more humidity, and potentially even some wildfire smoke from the fires that are burning out west and in Canada. So what does that do for people with asthma?
Right. It can be a real trigger. And one of the most important things that people with asthma need to know is, what are your triggers? For some people, it's heat and humidity. It might be smoke. For other people, it's, the cold weather of the winter or the pollen of the spring. In some cases, it's exercise or chlorine from a pool. And so understanding your triggers is really critical. And then making sure that you have your asthma inhaler on hand if you're going to be going out. The other thing that I would advise heading into a weekend like this or other weekends where the air quality might be low, remember that the U.S. government maintains a website. It's actually airnow.gov. And this is a website you can go to, look up your local area to figure out what the air quality is going to be. Here in Boston this weekend, tomorrow, we're anticipating that there's actually going to be some moderate concerns with the air quality here because of some small particles in the air. And that's not a big deal for most people, but if somebody is unusually sensitive to heat, humidity, and small particles in the air, they might limit their time outdoors, and especially if they do go outdoors, limit the amount of activity that they're going to be engaging in. And remember, too, you can talk to your doctor about your asthma symptoms or breathing difficulties because we can help get them under control.